As I go to work with different companies and organizations and countries all over the world, after a certain amount of interaction, the staff usually lean forward to me and say, you know, Ron, I believe in what you're talking about. I'm committed. I think we ought to go for it. But the funny thing is, when I talk to the customers of those companies, and I say to them, hey, this company really believes they're ready to go for it, they say, they better be ready to go for it, because the service over there just isn't up to what our expectations say it ought to be. So I go back over inside these companies and organizations, and I say to them, hey, how come the service isn't better around here? And you know what the staff say? They look at me in like a conspiratorial way and say, are you kidding? With managers like we've got, these managers, they're not willing to make a decision. They're not willing to be flexible with the rules. How do you expect us to give better service with management like that? So I listen carefully. I say, let me go talk to the managers. I go over, hey, managers, how come the service isn't better around here? And you know what they say? Well, we'd like to, but with staff like we've got, I mean, they're just not devoted. They're always looking for the easy way out. They're not willing to go the extra mile. How do you expect us to give better service? And I sit here and I go, one finger's just pointing at the other. Or I'll go department by department. I'll go to the finance department, for example, and say, how come you guys are slow? So many complaints about you. You know what they all say? It's the salespeople. They never turn in their paperwork on time. They hand us their receipts and they don't give us everything properly filled out. What do you expect? It's funny. I go over, I talk to the salespeople, I say, what's the problem for you guys? And you go, are you kidding? It's the accounts department. They flood us with paperwork. We don't have time to be doing all that. Again, one finger pointing at the other. Now, you know, that may be a normal human reaction, but I think we can give it a name. We could say that people in these kinds of organizations are spending their time in blame, pointing one finger at the other. Hey, it may feel good. It may seem like a natural thing to do. But does it help us to improve service? Not at all. If we spend time down here, we're not going to see any service improvement. We've got to move up. So we move up to the next level. And that's where people say, well, maybe it isn't just the other guy. Maybe it's not just the other department. You know, maybe I have some accountability in this matter as well. Maybe I could be doing a little more than I am, or maybe sometimes I do take the easy way out, or I made that mistake again. You know, that's just like me. I guess I just can't do as well as I should. Well, that's a step up from blaming somebody else. It's sort of like blaming yourself. Let's give that one a name. We'll just call it shame. Well, okay, better than pointing your finger at someone else, but do we get any improvement in service from shame? We don't. So then what happens is both sides decide to move up to the next level. And they say, I tell you what, you don't point the finger at me, I won't point the finger at you, and let's not blame ourselves either, because it's not going to improve service. But there's got to be some reason why things aren't better around here. I know. It's the computer system. That's what's the problem. Or it's the schedule. That's it. Or it's the budget that's here. I mean, what do you expect? Hey, there just aren't enough hours in the day. Well, all right. I mean, it's better than pointing your finger and blaming somebody else, but it's really just taking time to justify or make an excuse. But do we see any improvement in service from people taking their time to justify and make excuses? Again, no, we don't. In order to improve service in your company or organization, we're going to have to play above the line. And above the line is where each and every person inside the organization makes a personal commitment to take personal responsibility. And personal responsibility is where each and every one of us say, hey, what can I do to improve service in this situation? What suggestions can I make? What recommendations can I put forward? What conversation can I initiate? What meeting can I call? How can I contribute to this organization so that every day, in every possible way, service improves by virtue of my efforts, even if it's just a little bit?